visible and can hear me and live and kicking.
Yes, sir. We should also draft a petition quickly.
Uh,
We are soon going to become a. We'll be in trouble soon, just by
yeah.
what has passed today. So we should. It will happen at the higher level. We should be ready with our paperwork, sir.
Hey, don't worry. Everything will be fine. Everything should be fine. Nothing to worry. Yeah, open up your. You must be having arbitration, conciliation, bare act. है ना आपके पास?
Yes, sir.
है? Ah, 1990 क्या नाम है? Amendments are taken place recently. I just collect my current copy. Wait 1 minute. Uh, 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, please. Yes, minute. Yes. This is the latest copy.
So
Last
1996,
amendment.
1996. Yes, sir. 1996 is the
Yeah,
last one.
1996. Last amendment 2019. Huh?
Sir,
30th August 2019 के amendment है इसके अंदर. Some
uh,
of the amendments which have been brought, they are still in a cold storage. We'll come to that. We'll begin with.
sir, quick question, sir. If an amendment has been bought, but it is in cold storage, what is our strategy with such amendments? Do
Yes,
we?
the act is brought into force. For example, already 2019, it is gazetted. Some of the provisions like section 43(1), I will discuss in the course of the day. You won't understand what it is. That is part 1A from section 43A. There's emphasized to establishment of Arbitration Council of India. Arbitration Council of India, who will who are delegated with lot of functions and duties, grading of arbitration institution, professional fees, recognition, accreditation. Even they have been given power to appoint arbitrators and all that is there. We'll just see how it works it out. So not to worry. We'll just see. Yeah, not to worry. Compared to, yes, all of the civil litigation, arbitration is the most easiest way, easiest litigation, easiest act. Nothing to get panic because it's a very easy act. Everything goes by consent of the parties. It's a legislation where the parties by consent appoint arbitrator. They by consent they choose the forum. By consent they decide how the matter should go about. Who should be the witnesses, who should not be the witnesses, whether to file examine witnesses or not, or to go on with the matter on affidavit. Just decide the matter. It's absolutely everything by consent. 90% of the matter is thrashed out by consent of the parties. Only the scope and intervention of the court is very limited, very limited. That we see that, yeah, only when the parties do not agree, when they disagree, when the absence of agreement, how the court comes into play. But there have been a lot of arbitration legislation in India. I will point out. I will give this history before the Act of 1999 came into force. There were three acts in force in India. One was a Arbitration Act of the year 1940, that is also known as a domestic arbitration. Then there was an international arbitration based on Geneva Convention Accord, that is of the year 1937. Then there was international arbitration in the year 1961 based on the New York Convention. That is an act of 1961. उससे पहले there were then the three acts of functioning deleted. I'll also give you the history when the first arbitration act came into India. Then there were provisions in the Code of Civil Procedure, Indian Contract Act, Specific Relief Act, with regard to arbitration. That history I will take you through before telling you. So not to get, I think we should be able to cover the entire arbitration topic, maybe in today's or the next another session, maximum 3-4 lectures.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. No hurry, sir. You teach as you want to teach us. No
Yeah,
problem.
not to worry. I will cover the entire. But has the earlier professor covered anything for you? Has your
Sir, don't,
professor?
sir, we cannot discuss on issues which are in current litigation. So please just,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. No, yeah. No discussion on any professor. We respect everybody. Let us do our job. Okay. Yes. Yeah. When you, yeah, before, yes. Mm, yes. What, yeah. Bear Act, rakho, aap, latest Bear Act is very important. Huh? Latest Bear Act is very, very important. Huh? Don't go for the, because the Act after the year 1999, it has undergone substantial amendment in the year 2005. Thereafter, thereafter in 2019, a high-level committee was appointed, headed by Justice Sri Krishna and Justice Indu Malhotra, the Supreme Court judge, was also part of it. And they have given beautiful suggestion. In the light of the suggestion, as a result of the suggestion, the intervention of the court has been now minimized. You know? तो पहले क्या है, Section 11 was a very, very controversial subjection. The appointment of the arbitrator by the Chief Justice of India, the order is an executive order, judicial order, and the Supreme Court has, I think, more or less consumed substantial time, at least for the last, I think, 10 years, whether judicial order, Konkan Railways case, Mehul construction case, you may see that Konkan Railway, then Rani construction, then you will see SGPT, Patel engineering case, which took a different view. In the Konkan Railway issue, the order of the Chief Justice is executive. That means Article 226 and the writ petition would lie before a single judge in the High Court challenging the order of his own senior Chief Justice. It was very embarrassing situation. Similarly, was the contention raised. Then ultimately in SGPT Patel engineering case, the position was changed. The Constitution bench took up the plea that year. No, the order passed by the Chief Justice appointing arbitrator under Section 11 is a judicial order. That means you cannot come before the High Court for challenging under Article 226. You can directly go to the Supreme Court under Section 1, under Article 136 by way of SNP. Now, that means there is too much of a judicial intervention. That is why the amendment was suggested in the year 2015 to overcome the difficulty of the judgment of that is called competence. Sorry, I mean whether the court intervening even at the stage of appointment of a arbitrator. That means arbitration will never take place. Is like Section 9A issue under the CPC. Every defendant takes up the plea, the court has no jurisdiction. So as a result thereof, we are wasting time in only deciding the issue of jurisdiction, parties leading affidavit, and parties examining, cross-examining, appeal, second appeal, going to High Court. As a result whereof, the Maharashtra government, and after hearing the objection from various quarters, including Supreme Court, various judgment, and decided to repeal Section 9A, which is rightly so. That is how also the provisions of Section 11 of the appointment of the arbitrator, according to me, the high-level committee has rightly suggested that they repeal some of the provision, don't give too much powers. The intervention of the court should be legislative. So we'll come, before we come here, now I will give you some history of
The
the,
9A only repealed by Maharashtra government, sir.
pardon?
9A only repealed by Maharashtra government.
Yes. It was applicable to only state of Maharashtra, and it has been repealed by state of Maharashtra. Okay, because there are many conflicting judgment. I think in the CPC, well, I've taken lecture, I've given you on that point. So much of time is wasted by the court. So much of time is wasted. Now, when you open, just for the sake of your knowledge, because all of you know that here, again, despite having undergone so many amendments, our legislature, our parliament has not learned the lesson. They are not given in the act what matters are arbitrable, what matters are non-arbitrable. I mean, which matters can go to the arbitrators, which cannot go. But I have given it two judgments yesterday of the Supreme Court, no? Isn't it? Ayyappa Swami's case, देखा ना आपने? I will discuss on it.
Yes, sir.
Where the Supreme Court, Justice Sikri and Justice Chandrachud have taken pains to record. There are several, these are the judgments which are not arbitrable. With regard to limitation, with regard to contentious issues, these are all facts which are not arbitrable. Karke. That I will discuss in the course of my lecture here. Yes. Now, when you see the history of how the history of Arbitration Act starts, so as on today now, we have only one Arbitration Act of the year 1996, which incorporates the domestic arbitration, repealing the 1940 Act. Then it also deals in part 2 the international arbitration based on the New York Convention. Then second part deals with the international arbitration on Geneva Convention. So both these conventions were part of the two acts which have been repealed by the Parliament. That is 1920s, the Act of 1937. The
Listen to this
1937.
beta.
Pardon? क्या बोले? Anybody has
No,
any
no, no,
problem?
no, 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 sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody has any problem? Any question?
No, sir.
No. So when you open your Berak के अंदर,
So
Berak
which,
you have the
sir,
Berak
which
six. You
act
have the
is
Berak six.
referring?
You are having
Sir,
Beraks. जी.
hello.
हाँ बोलिए बोलिए.
Sir, which act are we referring?
You have to refer to
Referring to
only one act, Arbitration Conciliation Act of 1996. So when you see
1996.
1996 के act के अंदर आप section open the last section, that is section 86. 86 के अंदर it's repealing the arbitration. The Arbitration Conciliation Act is one repeal. 87 में check करो. The earlier act with the proceeding.
Yes, sir. It's open on screen,
Yes.
sir.
Section 85 में check करो. Section 85 in the year 1996 when the act came, it repeals 3 acts. That is a arbitration act of 1940. That was a domestic arbitration, okay, between Indian citizen. Then it repeals an act called Arbitration Protocol Convention Act of 1937. This act was based upon the Geneva Convention Award. Okay, this has been repealed. Then finally, the Act of 1961, that is a foreign award recognition and enforcement of Act 1961. This is based on arbitration awards based on the New York Convention, which you will find in the part 2 of the P of the Act. So this stood repeal here. So a composite act is brought into force here. That is if you open, I will just cursorily give you the history of this act here. Part one. Part one from section 1 to section. You may call it section 43. 43. Now section 43A to 43M, they deal with the domestic arbitration. Then part 2, section 44 से लेकर in chapter 1, 44 से लेकर section 52, they deal with the New York Convention, that is international arbitration. Then 53 से लेकर 60, they deal with international arbitration based on the Geneva Convention award. So this is part 2. Part 2 खत्म हो गया. Part 3 is a conciliation applicable to all the proceedings here from section 61 to 81. Then it also, then 82 से लेकर 87 supplemental proceeding, that is the power of the High Court to frame rules, remove difficulties, repealing act, this much. According to me, the new amendment which is brought out in part 1A, section 43A to 43M, has not so far been implemented because the the central government is required to establish the Arbitration Council of India in New Delhi. Hmm? Then they will discharge their duties. They will frame the necessary rules. Who are entitled to be arbitrators, who are not, ये सब चीजें होने वाले. Okay. Yeah. Anybody wants to ask me any question?
सर could you go through the schedule also? वो chapter 3 के बाद जो schedules है, could you tell us what is the schedules maybe so that we can get an
Yeah, yeah.
overview
When
of the.
I'm dealing with the act, before this, I would like to give you some history of the arbitration law in India prior to this act. So, this may not be there in the bare act, but as a student, because as a student of law and you're practicing, it is better to know the history. You should know who your forefathers are, who your grandfather was, isn't it? Isn't it? That is how. Now, before in India, there was an
Sir,
the first time in the history of India, Arbitration Act of 1899 came into play. Now, please note it down. You can make it or you can listen later. The first enactment was in India, Arbitration Act of 1899, which came into force on 1st of July 1989. This was substantially based on the British Act of 1889. This is the first act. Then for the application of this act of 1899 was only limited to presidency towns of Calcutta, Madras, and Bombay. Okay, that was wrong. Then prior to this act of 1899, we had certain provisions relating to arbitration in the Indian Contract Act, Code of Civil Procedure, and Specific Relief Act before the present act, even before the 1908 Act, 1888 का CPC के अंदर है उसके अंदर. Then the working of the 1899 Act presented some difficulties. There was judicial opinion which was voicing against is showing displeasure and dissatisfaction with regard to the certain provision prevailing. Then what happened? When that happened, in or about the year 1914, you know that there was a 1923 के अंदर the Geneva Protocol arbitration clause was introduced, by the League of Nations. The League of Nations was in existence during the First World War time in the year 1914 to 1946, isn't it? It was the Forum for Resolving International Dispute, League of Nations, which was superseded by now the United Nations, isn't it? The League of Nations, in the year 1937, they started this Arbitration Protocol Convention in 1937. Now, based upon this convention, India became a signatory to this. India became a signatory to it, and we legislated our act known as the Arbitration Protocol Convention Act 1937, which you will find in section 85 here. When you open your bare act, which was the repeal act. You will see the first act, the Arbitration Protocol Convention of 1937. This was based on the Geneva Convention. The Geneva Convention is an international arbitration where the procedure with regard to execution was slightly tough. Namely, the Switzerland, the Geneva, in the Switzerland was the place of the head office of the office. Suppose if the parties agree that the award should be the seat of the arbitration is England or Geneva or Mumbai. So first, before going for execution in an international award, after passing the award, you had to seek a declaration from the competent court in that country that the award has been properly passed. Then after obtaining that, the substantive law of that country is followed. Then uske baad, suppose if the properties are in Bombay, in India, if you want to go for execution, then again you have to file a separate suit in the city of Bombay, in Indian courts, high courts, that the international award is correctly false, is competently false, pass, having regard to the substantive law of that country and also as well as India. So the award is executable under in India. So, under the provisions of the Code of Civil Procedure, you learned it when a foreign award is competent and conclusive, that you learn from section 13 and 14 CPC. Don't forget them. When it is conclusive and not conclusive, then executability of a foreign award provisions are in the CPC under section 44A. Remember it, I think, in the notes which I gave in the lecture. It is there very much. The reciprocal countries, when the award is passed, the CPC to that extent is applicable because the Arbitration Act does not contain execution formalities and execution equipment. So, yeah, you should do. So, having regard to the fact that it was a very cumbersome act in the year 1947, it was continuing. Then, in the meanwhile, after 3 years, since the Act of 1937 was only related to international dispute and the domestic arbitrations were dealt under the 1899 Act, that is the 1899 Act, which was sought to be repealed. I'm sorry, somebody is trying to contact me. 1899 Act, the government of India enacted the Arbitration Act of 1940, specially for it is a domestic arbitration for the citizens of India. So what happened? Trade disputes. Of course, all these acts are not basically essentially for arbitration. You refer matters which are of commercial nature, commercial natures which are falling under the Indian Contract Act, under the Partnership Act, International Convention, dispute with contractual violation of the parties. These are the disputes. And of course, matters falling within the ambit of special legislations like the provisions of matrimonial education, husband and wife dispute, they do not go to the arbitrator, nor the criminal matters under the IPC, CRPC cannot go to the arbitrator, nor the special legislation between landlord and tenant do not go. Similarly, under the Societies Act, do not go because these are special legislation that I'll explain to you with the help of some judgment of the Supreme Court. So the arbitration dispute was resorted to Indians under the 1940 Act, where the parties can appoint an arbitrator or an arbitrator can appoint an umpire. So again, in that act also, the arbitral award was not a decree of the court like the Geneva Convention, and you have to obtain a declaration. You have to come to the High Court under Section 17 or a district court that the arbitration proceedings have been properly conducted and that this honorable court be pleased to make the award a rule of the court. So that means the parties had to spend double money. Go to the arbitrator, then you engage lawyers and solicitors and counsel in the High Court. Special money again, just to take a certificate that the arbitration award is and make it a decree of the court. Then execution will be as per the provisions of the Code of Civil Procedure. It's a cumbersome procedure. So chalta raha ho. In the meanwhile, having regard to the fact that the Geneva Convention presented certain difficulties, being very cumbersome in the matter of execution and international award, then the United Nations in the year 1961, they passed the New York Convention, 1961 award, that is there. In the year 1961, this was introduced after the Second World War, because the League of Nations failed, it collapsed. Then there was a formation of United Nations, the UNO, then headquarter being at San Francisco, New York. Then subsequently in 3-4 offices, both at Vienna, then Hague, Scandal International Court, then the various places. There are 4 offices as such. That is not relevant for our topic. So India, which was a signatory to the New York Convention, so there were about there were as many as several countries, more than 153 countries were the signatories to New York Convention, because India was doing trade with almost all the country and has been doing in the past also, being one of the vital member of the business community. So we adopted the New York Convention, as a result whereof, with a view to bring uniformity only in international arbitration matters. Please note that this will with a view to more streamline the international convention, we passed this Foreign Award Recognition of Enforcement Act of 1960 based on the New York Convention, which was slightly liberal than the Geneva Convention, in the sense that here there is no need for you, after the conclusion of the award which was made in either in New York or England or foreign country, that can be executed in India directly without seeking a declaration further. But you can directly file an execution petition under the Bombay High Court rules, invoking section 13 and 14 of the Code of Civil Procedure Code and section 44A, read with the High Court rules, which has passed certain rules with regard to that the parties had opportunity of being heard, that the award is competent, that the award is not bad in law. So whatever issues which you are not required to take in the suit, those issues can be raised in the execution application itself. So it was slightly less cumbersome than in comparison to the international convention of a Geneva Convention. So we adopted it. Things went on. Then different countries had different rules, and again, what is the substantive law of India, whether the conflict of law is involved or not. ये सब चीजें देखते रहे. Then the international community thought there is no proper implementation of both these foreign awards. All the different countries have different rules. It is better to have a uniformity in the arbitration law of various countries. So they began drafting the uniform arbitration right from the year 1978 onwards. United Nations undertook this task here, drafting of the model code. That began until ultimately 78 से शुरू हुआ है history पूरी. Then it completed more or less in the year 1985, requesting all the member countries to go for uniform pattern of arbitration laws. So our Indian government, in accordance with the international wishes and declaration, so there were 156 countries who were signatories. In the year 1996, we have introduced this Arbitration Conciliation Act, deleting. It is a one package containing both the New York Convention as well as the Geneva Convention in Part B and domestic arbitration in Part A. So that is how this is with a view to consent here. So the Act of 1996 also ran into much trouble, in the sense that when I take you to the provision, I will just take you to the salient features under Section 2 of the Act. When two Indian citizens enter into a contract, whether they can invoke the part first of the pass first and hold, suppose the seat of arbitration in England, America, Geneva, can they come for enforcement to India? That was one issue. Whether the international arbitration can be invoked or not. Then whether interim orders under Section 9 can be sought by the people who entered into international arbitration or not. Whether the whether the execution can be done or not. So there are certain judgments of the Supreme Court which I just forwarded to you. What is a Bhatia's case, then known as venture investment case, which took up the plea that year. The part one of the Arbitration Act, that is namely which are applicable to the domestic arbitration, can also be invoked by international arbitration, where Indian entrance into a contract with a foreigner, execution can be done, interim orders can be passed. That was the consistent view taken in Bhatia's case, as well as in the case of venture investment way back in the year 2002. It's a very good judgment of Justice Varyava in the one case. Another judgment was given by, I just remember the name, I'll come to know that here. Then these two judgments unfortunately came to be overruled by the Balco judgment, which was a constitutional judgment, which took up the view that here the part first of the Constitution of India, of the Arbitration Conciliation Act relating to domestic arbitration cannot be invoked in international arbitration entered into by Indians against the other. That means Section 9A application with regard to interim orders, you cannot seek it. It is all presented difficulty in the matter here. Then with a view to overcome this difficulty, then the Act was amended. The Act was amended first in the year 2015. 2015 के अंदर amendment हुआ. Section 2 was amended, Section 9 was amended, Section 11 was amended. Many of them are amended. Inter alia placing on record that even in the matter of international arbitration, the provision Section 2 makes a provision. The provisions of the first part are applicable in the code, which you make. I'll point out to you that relevant section. Yeah, arbitration section 2 देख लीजिए आप section 2.1 है 2 section 2.2 के अंदर arbitration institution एक मिनट yeah arbitration institution then yeah एक मिनट एक yeah that I will take you through the entire act. It is bilkul. So by virtue of this amendment here, substantial amendment took place in section 2 of the act, as well as section 9, section 23, section 17, section 29A of the act. Now when you see section 22A, 22 ke andar of the new act, if you got, this part shall apply where the place of arbitration is in India. Now the proviso is added, kindly see in the year 2003, provided that subject to an agreement to the contrary, the provisions of section 9, that is interim orders, that section 9 is the interim orders, then section 27, section 27 deals with section 27 deals with the court assistant for recording evidence. Section 27, clause B and subsection 3 of section 37, that is a power of appeal of the High Court, shall also apply to international commercial arbitration if the place of arbitration is outside India and the arbitrable award is made in such place, enforceable, recognized under the provisions of this Act. So this is as a result of the embargo or impediment created in Balco's case. So Balco had taken the plea, the Balco mean Bharat Aluminium's case, Kaiser versus, I had given you this morning. That was the present day difficulty. What difficulty created? Then we'll come to know. Again, there was certain difficulty with regard to appointment of the arbitrator under Section 11, whether the order of the Chief Justice of India, because earlier Section 11 speaks of given power only to Chief Justice of the India for appointing an arbitrator in the matter of international arbitrators, and to the Chief Justice of the High Court in High Court for appointing arbitrator in domestic arbitration matter. And there were no powers given to any other court or any other body. So as a result whereof, the many judgments of the Supreme Court took the view that, especially in Konkan Railway judgment, when you see that the order appointing an arbitrator by the Chief Justice of India as well as the Chief Justice of the High Court, they were executive orders and not judicial orders. That means no appeal can be filed. You can only challenge them in writ petition, because the executive order you can challenge in Article 226. So 226 writ petition, for example, is being taken up by a single judge who is a junior man, about 15-20 years junior to Chief Justice. It is an embarrassing situation for the Chief Justice. Oh, my order appointing an arbitrator is being challenged before my junior judge. So that was a very anonymous situation. Even the Supreme Court Chief Justice order under Section 11 would be challenged before the High Court. So with a view to remove this analogy, the then judgment of the Supreme Court came, an SGPC versus Patel engineering case, which I will discuss with you, that the order of the Chief Justice is not executive order and it is a judicial order. That means an appeal would lie directly to the Supreme Court and nobody can go under Article 226. So when you read the judgment of, I will forward to you, or you can also look on the net, it is there. So those judgments को overlook करने के लिए, then the provisions of section 11, 11.3, 6A and 6B have been added. Because by virtue of this year, an entire section 11 is now overhauled. Now section 11 says appointment to be done by the Supreme Court and High Court, and doesn't say Chief Justice of the Supreme Court or this Chief Justice of the High Court. When you compare the old act and new act, I will compare with you when I'm doing each section and later on here. So with a view to come out this problem created in the judgment of the Constitution Bench judgment of the Supreme Court in SGPC versus Patel engineering case, the amendment of the year 2015 took place, 2019 also took place, to minimize the judicial intervention and see to it that the time is not wasted, because the entire concept of arbitration is you don't go to court and waste your time. Too much money is not wasted. Too much, the provisions of Evidence Act, CPC are not strictly applicable because it's difficult to prove your document. If it's difficult to prove because primary evidence, secondary evidence के लिए सब ये लाएंगे, इसीलिए the provisions of the Evidence Act are more or less dispensed with, unless in certain cases where you need the help of the court to record evidence in certain matters. That is specific section is section 27, where the arbitrators who are not courts themselves cannot record evidence, and they can take the assistance of the court, that is the High Court in Bombay and District Court elsewhere. Section 27 is specially enacted for taking the assistance of the court for recording evidence. Otherwise, Section 5 of the court says that here there is a judicial, there is an intervention of the court is not required everywhere. Section 5 tells you what is the extent of judicial intervention. बहुत का minimum. For example, the judicial intervention के लिए powers हैं number section 9 के अंदर for passing interim orders before or after. Then for execution of a decree, section 36 and 34 for setting aside the arbitral award. 34 के अंदर and appeal provision under section 37. 37 के अंदर and 39 के अंदर. These are the bare sections which cover, which inform you that you can move the court. Otherwise, let everything be decided by the learned arbitrator who is competent under section 16. He has got to power to decide on his own jurisdiction. समझे ना आप? So there is no need to come here. Now that is how. So when in the earlier provision, the arbitral award was not a decree of the court. When the award is passed, how do you execute it? Now the provisions of the present section contains a section that is section 36. When you see that the arbitral award is a decree of the court, is a decree of the court under section 36 of the Act. I will tell you how that it can be executed in the same manner as the court. Enforcement should be done as a decree of the court under the Code of Civil Procedure. So here specifically the Code of Civil Procedure is made applicable. यहाँ पे. Then appeal provisions are under section 37. You can go to the High Court. I will tell you the definition of a court. So I will straight away take you the definition after this definition and how the act, when the arbitration law is set into motion. There must be an agreement. There must be an agreement Agreement must be a liberal agreement. There need not be 10 pages agreement. A mere clause in your any agreement. It may be an arbitrary, it may be an agency agreement. You are a principal, I am an agent. If dispute arise between you and me, a clause ragega. In the event of there being dispute, the same can be referred to arbitrator. Agreement may be null and void, but the clause of arbitration survives. So on the basis of that clause, a telex message is sent. You are a citizen in Bombay carrying on business, and you send the telex to your American counterpart. Yes, you supply me goods, and in the event of arbitration, will refer the case to the decision of the retired Chief Justice of the High Court or some judge, which may be mutually agreed. That is the arbitration agreement. Our letter भी लिखेंगे आप. Between you and me, friend, disputes have arisen with regard to the implementation of the agreement, and I don't think we can work together. Let us send the matter for arbitration. Or letter is considered as a agreement under Section 7 of the Act. Section 7 is very wide. A letter sent, telegram, messages given, any communication written is an agreement, a very, very wide section with regard to the agreement which has been writing. Writing ka matlab ki it should be only barely parties must acknowledge it is an agreement here. So this is, the arbitration conciliation act come into existence. There must be an agreement between the parties. The agreement must be not opposed to public policy. You must also satisfy the ingredient of Section 23 of the Indian Contract Act. Please note that here. Agreement which is subsisting with regard to present dispute and future dispute. So the earlier old act of 1899, 1940, they never envisaged future dispute. Now this act is so beautifully drafted, and it tells you even the present and past and future dispute can be taken to arbitration. You name the arbitrator. Now under section mein pehle number 7 tells you there must be an agreement. Then section 10 tells you can who have the number of arbitrators. Just see that section 10 tell you parties have freedom to determine the number of arbitrators. यहाँ पे arbitrator 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, 6. You cannot have even number. You can have the odd number of arbitrators. Prior to the present amendment of 2019, there was no embargo whom you want to appoint. You can appoint any Tom, Dick and Harry, your neighbor. You can appoint advocate, doctor, lawyer, Bhelpuriwala, anybody as an arbitrator if you see deem fit. But the provisions of section 43A, the new amendment, when you see that here, seeks to put little balance here. That is part 1A के अंदर arbitration council देखिए आप, under the arbitration council there is a schedule which tells you who are competent to be arbitrator. That schedule I will just take you through. That is schedule number, the 5th schedule देखेंगे आप, section 5th schedule के अंदर, एक मिनट, I will tell you the schedule name. Yes, schedule number 8 schedule. आप arbitration act खोलिए now. Who shall be the arbitrators? What experience? और section 43J. Section 43J कहता है who are the arbitrators. J के अंदर this is so far not come into implemented. But you mention it because the act has already passed. 43 के अंदर the qualification, experience and norms and accreditation of the arbitrator shall be such as specified in the 8th schedule. 8th schedule कहता है कि arbitrator shall not be qualified to be the arbitrator unless he is an advocate with so and so years, charter accountant. Number 3, cost accountant, company secretary, then officer in the Indian legal services, has been a law degree wala, then has been an engineer with a degree, has been officer. This is only when there is no agreement between the parties. This is subject to a contract between the parties.
So,
But section 10 tells you parties are free to determine the number of the arbitrator, and the qualification the parties may agree. When the parties are not agreed, then 43J will come into play. What is your question?
here it is showing the 8th schedule as the old law, sir. So there was a 2021 amendment. So I had two questions. There's a one, they changed retrospectively from 2015 sections
Now,
like section
this amendment
36.
this amendment has come on 30th August 2019. That is a 8th schedule.
Yes, sir. Then they made another amendment in March of 2021, sir.
बताओ उसके अंदर काम किधर है, वो किधर लगे इनकॉर्पोरेट किया?
So there they made this 8th schedule as the they put it under old law, sir. For example, even section
Where is
um,
the 2021 amendment? बताइए मेरे को. Can you share with me? I don't have it.
so it's so
Can you please share with me that you have it with your 21 amendment?
sir online, sir, on the screen, sir, barracks live में where there are
मुझे
certain
मुझे भेज दो. I'll go through that. We'll discuss about it tomorrow. Unless I go through, I will not be able to discuss. Okay.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Sir, sorry to interrupt.
Hmm.
It is a question I have a question regarding appointment of arbitrator.
Hmm.
अगर ये नया वाला amendment is not enforced right now, it's not come into the play.
Yeah.
So this
So-
means High Court and Supreme Court are the only people who are appointing arbitrators now.
Yes, you are right. It has not so far come into effect.
Okay.
The 43 has not come into force so far. It is not 43, that is the Arbitration Council of India. It is not so far. The central government has to find time. It is come during COVID time. There is the time for them to appoint it here.
Okay, sir. इसका
But
मतलब
though it has
I found,
yeah.
sorry sir, but I found it in the Jabwala and it's saying that it's not yet commenced. It's done. I got the new edition of the Jabwala
Mhm.
and it says
that
that
is what sir is saying, Ava. That is what sir is saying, that it's not yet enforced, though it is it's in the new act, it's not yet commenced.
The act has come into force on 30th August 2019, but is not implemented. Yeah? The act has come into force, but is not yet implemented.
yes sir, that's correct.
Please note that the act is already come into force. This is the act. This is the Gazette Part 2, 52 of 9th August 2019 amendment, which has come into force on 30th August 2019. So first page, but it is not yet implemented. For implementing cone here, the central government has to see that here establishment is the central government shall by notification in the official gazette establish for the purpose the council to be known as Arbitration Council of India to perform the duties. Now please check anybody whether the Arbitration Council of India has been set up in Delhi. एक देखिए आप, whether who are the composition member. The members has to be judge of the Supreme Court of India and High Court Chief Justice, an eminent person. There are A to G, section 43C is required to be implemented. Whether this has happened, I am not sure. And if you can assist me, would be very nice. Tomorrow, if not today, kal kijiye aap. So, Jabwala may be correct, but it is not implemented. Correct. Jabwala means to say that here it is not implemented. It's correct. It's a correct thing. But the act is come into force. It is yet to be implemented. अभी कोविड के टाइम में गवर्नमेंट के पास will they fight COVID war or keep on implementing arbitration or any other act? Okay.
Yes, sir. So I sent you the details for the 2021 act, sir.
हाँ मुझे भेज दीजिए, मैं देख लेता हूँ बाद में. Now that is subject to a contract between the party. Under section 10 of the code, the parties have freedom to enter into a contract. But I would say that I would like to have Mr. XYZ as my arbitrator. The court cannot say no because the Arbitration Act is proceeding entirely on the basis of the mutual promises between the parties, the freedom to contract. समझे ना आप? So nobody can the courts cannot dictate to the parties you deviate from the act. Is only in the absence when the parties are not agreed here, then other things will come into play here. Yes. Section 10 is very clean on that point. Number of the parties are free to determine the number of the arbiter. But यहाँ पे qualification के बारे में determination, arbitral, failing determination. When they can't determine, then the arbitral tribunal will decide it. Section 11 के हिसाब से. Okay. So number one, first there must be a written agreement under Section 7. Then there must be arbitrator. Now, even before the arbitrators are not there, then what will it write? How it commences arbitration proceeding? Section 21. Like your criminal law is set into motion by filing FIR. Under the CPC, a civil law is set into motion by filing a plain under Order 7 and Section 4, Rule 1 CPC. Now, your arbitration proceedings commence when? Under Section 21. Please open. Commencement of arbitral proceeding. Kindly see this. Open this. Unless otherwise agreed by the parties.
Open.
So everything proceeds with the agreement between the parties. Unless otherwise agreed by the parties may agree. Our disputes, our arbitration clause can be kept in abeyance for 5 years, 6 years. Let it start after 6 years. So even the period of limitation, they can postpone it. Whereas in a civil litigation, you cannot do that. So unless the parties agree by parties, the arbitral proceeding in respect of a particular dispute commence on the date on which the request for dispute to be referred to arbitration received by the respondent. So there are disputes. There is first, number one, agreement between you and me to supply goods. I stop supplying goods to you for A reason, B reason. So you give me a notice under Section 21, provided there is an agreement between them. So our agreement, it may be in the form of a letter, it may be in the form of an email. Let us see Section 7 क्या कहता है. Arbitration agreement means an agreement by the parties to submit to arbitration all or certain dispute which have arisen on which may arise between them in respect of a defined legal relationship, whether contractual or not. Number one, arbitration agreement may be in the form of arbitration clause in the contract or in the form of a separate agreement. So you may have a half a dozen pages laying down the terms and conditions, how the arbitration take place, or maybe a just clause, let the arbitration take place as per the provisions of Arbitration Act. Or you may say that it should be by agreement, parties may then enter into the date when the arbitration commences, who should be arbitrators, what should be the time you should file your application, when you should file written statement, whether to examine witnesses or not. You can have your own forum. Then 4. Then 3, an arbitration agreement shall be in writing. The condition writing is that here, agreement must be in writing. It is not like Section 9 of the Indian Contract Act, where the Indian contract is either express or implied. So under the Indian Contract Act, oral agreement is also can be enforced. But here, oral agreement is not enforceable. Please note that. This is contrast to Section 9 of the Indian Contract Act. Then number 4, arbitration agreement in writing, if it contains, number 1, document is signed by the parties. B, exchange of letters, telex, letters, other means of communication, including communication through electronic means, which provide a record of agreement, or exchange of statements of claim and defense in which the existence of the agreement is alleged by one party or not denied by the other. So it may be in some kind of judicial proceeding going on in one court. One party may take up the plea that, why did you come to court? There is an arbitration clause between us. Or in the written statement, the suit was to be disposed of with the intervention and arbitration of Mr. XYZ. Then 5, the reference to a contract or the document contained in the arbitration clause constitute an arbitration agreement if the contract is in writing and reference is such as to make the arbitration clause part of the contract. So when the agreement is satisfying the requirement of Section 7, parties are entitled to invoke arbitration, commencing the arbitration by giving a notice under section 21. That is the starting point. So your limitation period starts from the time when you gave this notice, when the other side refused to acknowledge it. So, and see, suppose you gave a notice to me, you want to appoint Mr. XYZ, a retired judge of the High Court, or some city civil court judge, or maybe some engineer as the arbitrator to decide the matter. Well, I did not reply. When I do not reply, your remedy is, now the next remedy is to go to the court, that is section 11. So after 21 ke baad, what will come into service? Section 11. Section 11 ko liye aap.
Open, sir.
Yeah. What is the time, Ashish?
Yes, it's 7 o'clock, sir.
7 o'clock. Then it's the longest section. After a break of 5 minutes, we'll take it. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
After have a cup of tea, and I will discuss, because remember that here, under the how the arbitration law is set into motion, number 1, there must be a written agreement between the parties, section 7, comply karo. Then arbitration is swung into action, commences by giving a notice under section 21. A letter of request is a notice. Please note that.
Yes, sir.
Remember, this
Yes,
is a section 21. Then after 21 is refused, not complied, then section 11 will come into play. I will discuss the entire section 11. Then I will tell you also, at this stage, before invoking section 21, can you go for injunction receiver or not? I will tell you that. See,
Okay,
the beauty of this section is, even before pressing section 21, if there is an urgency, you can directly go to the court under section 9.
Section 9.
Hanji?
Section 9, sir. Section 9.
Section 9 ke andar, before or after, during the arbitration, I will read it. Okay? So we'll stop for the moment here.
Yes,
Then,
sir.
for section 9 ke liye, judgment of the Supreme Court in Ador Somia's case padho. और इनके ऊपर आएगा Ador Somia's case. ADOR, Ador Somia. Okay? There are
Yes,
many
sir. You
judgments
gave it in the group,
field
sir.
here. निकाल के रखो, I'll discuss it with you. That Supreme Court then clearly says that here, in Ador Somia's case, because in the CPC, you cannot go for injunction before lodging a plaint, right? Even if you want to lodge it, you go for injunction, normally you sort by taking out notice of motion and interim notice. You just cannot say that I want injunction, give me. First, file a suit. Without filing a suit, you can't go for injunction in the code, under the Code of Civil Procedure. Whereas in the Arbitration Act, there's a complete departure. Even before filing an application, even before giving a notice under section 21 for enforcement of the arbitration proceeding, you can approach the High Court or a principal district court for interim orders, which I will discuss with you. Okay? After this lecture.
So there is a
Yes,
quick
sir.
question.
Yes,
Just a
boliye.
moment.
Ji.
Sir, communication is necessary in arbitration clause if there are some emails, exchange of emails, and the party did not respond to those emails. So this act is silent on this, sir.
If they don't respond, good for you. It amounts to admission.
Admission. Okay.
You have to only give your discharge your burden. My lord, I have given this notice and they have not replied. It amounts to admission. They cannot. There is estoppel will apply.
Right.
So evidence act का estoppel भी लगेगा, waiver भी लगेगा. They cannot oppose. There is admission लगेगा, isn't it?
Okay.
So whatever you read in evidence act and the CPC will come into play to your service. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay.
Sir,
Thank
sir, quick question, sir. Sir,
हाँ,
March
बोलिए।
2021 का amendment छोड़ दें. It is too late ना, sir. It won't be part of the syllabus and won't be part of
आप
the.
मुझे भेज दीजिए. I will go
तो
through. I
भेज
will
दिया,
discuss
sir.
generally with you because I will
Okay, sir.
discuss this tomorrow. आज नहीं, because my reading time is in the morning. I will read
Yes, sir.
because there is a lot of material to discuss with you at the moment. But you
Yes,
send
sir.
it and the group or to me. I will
Yes,
go
sir.
through and discuss with you.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. So we'll join after a break of 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir.